Welcome to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's, a podcast where I ask the question, whatever happened to the pizza at McDonald's? I'm your host, Brian Thompson. Recently, I received correspondence from a gentleman who says he worked at McDonald's in 1992, when McDonald's pizza was still being served at restaurants across the globe. I have no reason to doubt the veracity of this man's claims, but, as always, I leave you the listener to judge whether he is a brave truth-teller or a cowardly charlatan. Before we begin, would you like to go by any kind of alias?
No, that's fine.
So, Andrew it is?
Sure.
So let's start at the beginning. You worked at McDonald's in 1992,
Yes, I did.
and they served pizza?
Yep. It was, now mind you, my commentary comes from a Canadian perspective. I worked at a McDonald's in a suburb of Vancouver, British Columbia back then. But yes, we served pizza the whole time I worked there.
What was it like?
I thought it was very good. Now, mind you, I was 16 at the time, so my tastes might have been a little bit different. The crust was very kind of airy or light in a way, but very crispy on the outside because they baked it so quickly in the same ovens that they used for the pies.
So it was the same ovens they used for the pies. In my research, I
Yep.
learned that McDonald's was trying to develop a new kind of oven specifically for pizza. But that's not the case?
From my experience, I worked at McDonald's after they had stopped frying their pies and were baking their pies, and I would put it in the same oven that we used for the pies, but of course there'd be different settings that you would use for the pie, different times, and I think maybe even a different temperature, but it was all pre-programmed.
How long did it take to bake a pizza?
From my recollection, it was like 5.5 minutes. No longer than that.
Compared to the other items on the McDonald's menu, was that a much longer amount of time to cook than, say, a Big Mac or a double quarter pounder?
Yeah, in that era, they used to prepare a lot of the sandwiches in advance and leave them in, I forget what they called it, but it was essentially a warming rack, and things would stay in the warming rack for up to maybe 10 minutes or so, and then you'd actually, if stuff was in the warming rack for more than 10 minutes, you'd have to throw it out. So if a customer were to come up and order a Big Mac, if things were operating as they were supposed to be, there'd be a Big Mac there waiting right for them. But if they were to order a family-sized pizza, they'd be waiting at least 5.5 minutes.
Did you ever hear any complaints from, say, your bosses or the franchise owners or from McDonald's corporate about pizza, or any rumors that they were planning to discontinue pizza from their menu?
No, I was employed by McDonald's for about a year, and they were still serving it when I left. The only complaints that we had, there was a particular manager that I remember who would get frustrated when folks ordered pizza because it would kind of gunk up the works, or you'd have a pending item that would take longer than the other items to prepare. And also, I remember one other frustration, the sort of supervisors, or I forget what they were called, but there was a role whose job it was to make sure that there was enough food available for the expected volume of customers. And they would be evaluated on their job performance by how well they were able to manage that queue of food and how little waste there was. So if there was food waste at the end of the day of the leftover pizzas, pizza was the most expensive item in terms of food cost on the menu. And of course, if you had a bunch of pizza left over, like the customers hadn't bought them, then there was a manager, I remember, complaining about that because if I recall correctly, I think, now this is again Canadian, but I think we sold the family-sized pizzas for around $10, but I think the food cost on them, if I remember from the sheet, was between $4 to $5.
Let me ask you this. In a hypothetical situation, were you a McDonald's franchise owner at the time? Would you have continued to serve pizza, or would you have lobbied for its demise?
No, I wouldn't have lobbied for its demise. Now, mind you, being 16 years old, I didn't have my head in the sort of profit margin game, so to speak, but I loved the pizza on the menu. I thought it was great, and the customers seemed to I worked the closing shifts there, being a student during the time, any of the leftover pizzas at the end of the day, they were kept in a refrigerator. They weren't. I think you described in an earlier episode about how the pizza dough, or what do they call it? Yeah, was thawed out overnight, and then they'd be prepared kind of all in one grouping in the morning, and then kept prepared in a refrigerator all day in case they needed to be pulled out and baked. But then, if at the end of the day that refrigerator still had some pizza in it, our managers would let us take it home. And one of the managers clued me into the notion of not baking it actually at the restaurant, but taking it home and baking it at a more moderate temperature for a longer time in your home oven. And I had the privilege of doing that a couple of times, and it was even better than in the restaurant itself. It was a very good pizza when you took it home and did that.
You wouldn't happen to still have any of that pizza, say, forgotten in a freezer from the time when you were a child laborer?
No, that would be quite the memento. But now, to my knowledge, I don't.
I had to ask. Did you sign any non-disclosure agreements or any sort of draconian restrictions on what you were allowed to speak about during your time as a McDonald's employee?
Not to my recollection. I mean, there might have been some sort of employee agreement at the beginning, and it might have had a non-disclosure thing, but honestly, I don't remember.
Well, thank you for your candor. It was very interesting.
And thank you for your journalistic efforts. I often have wondered the same thing, whatever happened to the pizza there.
Hopefully we'll find out.
I agree.
Good day.
Thank you, Brian.
Very interesting indeed. If this man is to be believed, McDonald's pizza did not take an exorbitant amount of time to bake, and it did not require franchise owners to invest in costly new pizza ovens for their restaurants. If this man is to be believed, then conventional wisdom about why McDonald's stopped serving pizza is, to be blunt, hokum. Today's episode of Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's is brought to you by Warby Parker. You put on the glasses and you can see the money is too much. Well, not anymore. Warby Parker glasses show you less money. Style and cheapness, right from a postman's hand. Warby Parker. Can't you see? Now I would like to tell you more about our Kickstarter campaign, entitled Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's Tries McD's Pizza. We're seeking the funds to travel to Pomeroy, Ohio, home of one of the last McDonald's on Earth to serve pizza, so we may try it ourselves and tell you how it tastes. Please consider supporting grassroots journalism by giving to this effort. Donors are eligible for several exciting rewards, and all surplus funds will be donated to the American Civil Liberties Union, champions of the Fourth Estate. Just search for Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's on Kickstarter, or find the link at our Twitter page, at Pizza at McD's. With your help, we can try McDonald's pizza. Thanks for listening to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. As of the publication of this episode, the Panoply Network has less than 24 hours to accept our offer to join their stable of podcasts in an official capacity, after which time we shall open negotiations with Gimlet Media. If you or someone you know works at the Panoply Network, the time to put pressure on them is now. Subscribe to us on iTunes and follow us on Twitter at Pizza at McD's for breaking news, updates, or just to get in touch. Do you know what happened to pizza at McDonald's? Do you remember it? How did it taste? Please get in touch and let us know. I'm Brian Thompson.